this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And in the spirit of love, somebody needs to tell Nikki Haley to go home before all respect is gone. She's not winning any major support, and she's on the verge of becoming a laughingstock. Listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene, this desperate housewife, but listen to what she had to say about her.
This primary is over with. Can you imagine being a donor and lighting your money on fire like that? Donating to Nikki Haley, begging her to stay in the race? I mean, these political consultants, they should go to jail for continuing this campaign. I mean, it is so dishonest, I can't even believe it.
This is what people are saying about her, that she needs on her side. But she just carries on. She soldiers on as if she's expecting some miracle from the sky to rain down on her and make her electable. And again, she's just saying anything. The last thing I saw was her blaming President Obama for racism in America. And this comes from a publication called The Wrap. And the headline says, Nikki Haley blames Barack Obama for race, gender division in America. People felt like they were being put in camps. This is the most, now you talk about dishonest. This is either really dishonest, she doesn't know what she's talking about, or she's ignoring all of the history in America before President Obama was elected. This is so ridiculous and outrageous, but most of all, it's desperate. This woman is desperate. She knows how much white America, and I'm talking about the Republicans who really hate President Obama and the rest of us, she's trying to appeal to those people. She doesn't realize that she is not in a much better boat than President Obama was. It's just that she panders to them more. She panders to them more, and she's sucking up to them. And I just don't get this obsession with these immigrants or children of Indian immigrants wanting to be president. We had Bobby Jindal, we have Kamala Harris, we had Ramaswamy, whatever his name is, and now Nikki Haley. That's 4 of them. And they're all second generation, and they're all really first generation Americans because their parents just got here. Their parents came here as immigrants, and they want to be the president. They don't understand the complexities of this country. They're ignoring hundreds of years of history to try to shape America in what they have in their minds. They won't take the time to learn the country, the laws of the country, the history of the country, and the people of the country. They just want to jump up and be the president. Evidently, they think that is what makes them fit in. Well, they need to have a talk with President Obama. They don't even understand the depths of feelings of race and racism and racial division that went on long before they got here. And she's going to blame it on President Obama? Really? But listen to what the article says. Nikki Haley claims former President Barack Obama is responsible for the racial and gender divisions in the country, saying his administration made Americans feel like they were being placed in camps. I mean, really? On Wednesday, the 2024 Republican presidential candidate appeared as a guest on the radio show The Breakfast Club, where she discussed a myriad of topics, including her campaign and her background work as a politician. While chatting it up about how she feels the country doesn't need an elderly leader, she shared that she voted for Trump in both the 2016 and 2020 presidential elections and felt the Obama administration was responsible for the division among races and genders in the country. And that right there lets you know she has no business being the president of the United States. She doesn't even know what went on in this country, apparently, before President Obama was born. With Obama, if you go back, that's when we really started to feel the division, Haley said. That's when she started to feel it. Everything was exaggerated with the Obama administration. It became more about gender. It became more about race. It became more about separating Americans instead of bringing them together, Haley continued, claiming Obama made Americans feel boxed in. She continued, everybody is at fault. Well, yeah, she got that right. I'm not saying one person did this, but I'm saying under that administration, it really did cause some, people felt like they were being put in camps through that administration. The second thing is, he was very much an Iranian sympathizer. He very much kept wanting to do things with Iran. Well, so what's wrong with that? I thought that was called developing diplomatic relations with other countries. What's wrong with that? I think that's incredibly dangerous. This is a culture that says death to America, and you have to always be careful. A lot of spending happened on his watch, and that started us down that spiral. So she sat there on a radio broadcast that's geared to an African American audience and blamed all of America's problems on President Obama. Oh, that's really, really rich. All of these other people started wars, created problems for the country. President Obama inherited a mess from President Bush, and he cleared it up. She's overlooking all of that to blame everything on him. And I'm just like everybody else. I'm not that great of an Obama supporter either these days, but I don't think it's right for her to sit her ass up there and blame all of America's problems on President Obama. Haley said she believed Trump provided the country with needed a self-correction and was good breaking things, which is why she voted for him twice. The second time I voted for him is I didn't want Biden. I saw that Biden was Obama 2.0, and I didn't want to take that chance of where he was going to take us, Haley said. I knew they wanted to get back in the Iran deal. I knew that they weren't serious about closing the border. I knew that the wasteful spending that we had seen was going to happen, so I voted for Trump, thinking that he was going to do more of the same. By the end of it, Haley stamped Trump as being too chaotic of a person to be given the responsibility of serving the country. Well, on that I agree with her. But Nikki Haley is very prejudiced in her assessment of President Obama. Because if she doesn't see Donald Trump as being divisive, then she doesn't know what divisive is. He is as divisive as she claims President Obama to be, and some of us see him as being more divisive. He is being accused of stoking that insurrection that took place at the Capitol building on January 6th of 2021, and the people who were involved fingered him and said it was him. So if that's not divisive, that's more than being divisive. That's treasonous. Nikki Haley continues, the reality is now chaos follows Donald Trump. Everywhere he goes, chaos follows him. That is exactly true, and that has been true ever since Donald Trump set foot in the public's eye and identified himself. We can't be a country in disarray and a world on fire and go through 4 more years of chaos. We won't survive, she said. While Haley says Obama stirred up the racial divide in the country, she's maintained that the U.S. has never been racist. Yes, that's another contradiction. We're not a racist country. We've never been a racist country, Haley previously said. Our goal is to make sure that today is better than yesterday. Are we perfect? No. But our goal is to always make sure we try and be more perfect every day that we can. Well, that's just a load of BS, because if you begin with the fact that the country is not racist, then what are we working on? We have a great economy, we have a great military, a high standard of living, they're probably the highest in the world. So what are we working on? What is it that we need to make more perfect? Racism is at the base of this country, beginning with the indigenous people and then rounding it out with the enslaved people. And so just because she got in at a point where her racial group was not being targeted does not mean this is not a racist country, and it's offensive for her to keep running her mouth and she doesn't know what she's talking about. So at the end of the day, I don't think she's even running to be president of the United States. I think Nikki Haley is running to be white. She wants to fit in with white society. She wants to believe that all she's got to do is keep talking about America being so great and not being racist, and they will eventually accept her. It's really kind of sad, because neither Nikki Haley nor the Ramaswamy guy had any Indian support behind them. The Indian community was complaining that they weren't even talking to them. They acted like they didn't even want the support of their own people. And that, to me, is pretty sad. And so I began this video with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I'm going to end it with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
This primary is over with. Can you imagine being a donor and lighting your money on fire like that? Donating to Nikki Haley, begging her to stay in the race? I mean, these political consultants, they should go to jail for continuing this campaign. I mean, it is so dishonest, I can't even believe it.
Okay, y'all, that's pretty much how white America feels. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.